Hey everyone, we're back.
We didn't go anywhere.
Is it going to be any better this time around? Probably not. But we're all here, so let's do it. Welcome to the Never Normal Podcast. My name is Britt. I am your host. I'm here once again with Casey, my other half, my partner in crime, the Batman to my Robin, because I'm definitely Robin, you're Batman.
Hey, if you're a host, can I be a hostess?
Yeah.
Snack cake.
We are very much wearing the same thing. We're filming this in a row because...
Please don't send us clothing.
No, we have clothes. But we will actually be on vacation, so I'm pre-recording this one. You can't be doing that. For vacation. You can be tapping the Dr. Pepper. I'm going to take this right here. Oh.
You can't be tapping the Dr. Pepper.
Casey has no idea what we're fixing to talk about. But I am excited. I did a little bit of research. All of this information is pulled from multiple sources. So it's not from just one place. And yeah, are you excited?
I don't know what to be excited about.
We're going to talk about spooky stuff.
Well, I know, but I guess context is everything.
We're going to talk about the quote-unquote greatest place on Earth. Walt Disney World. Which is where, now it's clicking, right? So, when this episode goes up, Casey's never been, we're going to be at Disney World. Yeah, we're going to be at Disney World. Casey's never been. I'm very excited to have this experience with him. My mother, who's never been, my sister and my nieces have also never been. I am the only one who has been. I will designate myself the leader of the party for that purpose.
So are you like a tour guide?
No, because it's been a long time. But I'm super excited to experience this with you. It'll be like our first kind of out-of-state vacation. Well, when we got...
No.
Well, we went to the Mothman Festival, and that's where we got engaged.
Right behind
so that was
statue.
Yeah. We got engaged in front of the Mothman statue.
Oh.
After we did a picture paying homage to that ass. Which if you've ever seen...
That moth cake?
Yeah, if you've never seen the Mothman statue...
Just Google
First of all, he's stacked.
He is.
He's like 12-pack, so just like stacked.
He does have on Batman armor, though.
Basically, that's what you think of. He almost looks like a Batman villain.
We have a magnet just for the butt.
We did. We got it at the Mothman Museum.
Butt magnets.
I know. I loved that place. I cannot wait
Met
to
some
go
great
back.
people.
We made
friends.
some amazing friends. I love them to death. Shout out to you guys if you're listening or watching.
You better be.
Yeah, you better be. But yeah. But this will be like our first vacation like doing a theme park vacation together. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've never done a theme park together.
That you know of.
That I know of. Yeah, unless, like...
You were asleep. I'm
my
sorry.
clone.
It was really boring.
Oh, okay. It was really boring. I just slept the whole time.
Yeah.
But,
you know how hard it is to hold up somebody else's arms on a roller coaster?
It reminds me of those TikToks that I watch where the people just straight-faced on a roller coaster and they're going like this. But, like, their face is just straight the entire time. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have goals now. I can do it.
You can do it, honey. I believe in you. But, yeah, so I thought it would be fun to talk about some haunted Disney World stuff. Because, I mean, when you think about it, and this is kind of dark, people do die at theme parks all the time. People die at theme parks all the time.
What's Disney World's body count?
And okay, that's interesting. Listen, because I sat there while you were doing your stuff today. I was sitting there the whole time trying to research like a summarized quote unquote body count number. And there's so many different numbers, and Disney has kept so many things.
Disney was allowed to be its own, entity.
Yeah, so they didn't really have to share all of that information quote unquote. And I mean, I understand why not, because I mean, people are weirded out by death.
Oh yeah,
in a sense,
it probably affect their numbers.
And that, but also like, you know, the people, their families that experience it probably don't want it.
It's the happiest place on earth.
It's the happiest place on earth. Now, I have seen paranormal footage before of things happening at Disney, and most of it though is in Disneyland. Disney World was kind of rough to draw things up for.
I really still don't know the difference between the two. I know one's in Florida and one is in California, and apparently I use the two very loosely, and people like to correct me, and I'm like,
well, Disneyland was the first.
Which one's the world?
The one that we're going to in Orlando.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, now I've been to Universal Studios in California, but I haven't been to Disneyland. I want to go to Disneyland.
Wait, so Disneyland was the first one?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where he's cryogenically frozen.
Yeah, see, I'll look. What came first? What came first, chicken or the egg?
Yes.
Disneyland or World? I'm pretty sure Disneyland came first.
Also, the answer is the chicken egg.
Yeah, the chicken egg came first.
Yes, the chicken egg came first.
Disneyland was the first Disney park. It opened on July 17th, 1955, and Disney World opened 16 years later on October 1st, 1971. So Disney World, of course, it didn't open all at once. Magic Kingdom was the first to open, and then Epcot in 1982, and then Hollywood Studios in 1989, Animal Kingdom in 1998. We will be going to Magic Kingdom, of course, and we will be going to Hollywood Studios because that's where Star Wars is. But, yeah. So, yeah, Disneyland came first.
Star Wars is in a galaxy far, far away, dude.
Dude, it's in a galaxy far, far away. But, yeah. So, again, I don't have, like, a death count for Disney World. But I was able to find...
Tell us your secrets, Florida. What's your Disney body count?
What is it? But there are, like, quite a few interesting stories. And people that have had, like, weird experiences. Like, a lot of the cast members, things like that. But one of the ones I really want to talk about has to do with my favorite ride, which is Pirates of the Caribbean.
I think I know this one.
I absolutely love this ride. If I could just go and just ride that ride, I will be happy. That's what it is for me. I don't know what it is. Even before I watched Pirates of the Caribbean, there's just something about this ride. I think it's really cool. It's one of my favorite dark rides ever made. So, yeah. So this goes... A young construction worker by the name of George fell to his death while working in a high area of the Pirates building. Now cast members say good morning and good night to George over the PA system, and if they don't give him the respect he deserves and desires, it's sure to make a day long for them. The ghost is known to cause all sorts of mischief, such as shutting down the ride, causing breakdowns, making phantom phone calls from an empty control room, and appearing on the ride monitors.
I like this guy.
I do too, honestly. Many guests have reported a feeling of mysterious chills, especially in the room with the burning city where it is believed George fell to his death. So, you haven't been on this ride yet, but when we go through the ride, you kind of go through Tortuga. It's like a Tortuga in a sense, and there is like a bridge and stuff kind of up, kind of high. So if he were to pass away in that area, it's before they put the water and stuff in. I mean, you've got like concrete floors and stuff. So I mean, it would be plausible for him to fall.
I'm sure plenty of workers have
fatally
not completed their job.
Well, I mean, At theme parks, yes. Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, you're dealing with... fatal accidents can happen. I did read about a few fatal accidents in Disneyland in certain places. One lady actually got caught in a rotating stage, and it crushed her. And she's reportedly... She reportedly haunts that area as well. I want to do a whole episode on Disneyland because with it being older, I think that's cool. I think there's a lot more history there.
Have to go?
No, we don't have to go.
Okay, good.
So let's see. His favorite hangouts are rumored to be near the pirate with the pigs, under the bridge of one of the pirates with his leg, yeah.
Say Pirates of the Pigs 10 times fast.
I can't. It's like tongue-tying me. Anyways, under the bridge of the pirate that has his leg hanging over, and near the door known as George's Door by the dog with the keys. Word of warning about George. There have been reports of guests going on Pirates of the Caribbean shouting that they don't believe in George. This has caused the ride to break down, and then they're stuck sitting there.
I'm gonna do it.
So, well, we'll do it after we go through the first time, because I want a solid first run.
Fine.
So yeah, George sounds like a poltergeist activity. Like, he's definitely an intelligent being with a sense of humor. He's what I would consider a noisy ghost in a sense. And phantom phone calls, breaking the ride down if people are rude. George don't take no shit. I like George.
Should I be rude?
No, we're not going to be rude to George.
Fine. I like him anyway. He's cool.
Yeah, George can hang out with us. We should tell George, why don't you get on the ride with us and we'll just travel down together. George, we'll save you a spot.
But what if getting him out of his area messes everything up?
It'll be worth it because we'll be hanging out with George. We'll just get stranded for an hour with George. Honestly, I would hang out with George. He sounds like a fun guy.
He does.
He really does.
He can keep you cool in the Florida heat.
I mean, yeah, with cold spots, we'll just be clinging to George.
You like my AC?
No, it's unfortunate, what happened to George. I mean, because it is a recorded death.
Okay, so there is actually
he did actually pass away. That was one thing that I tried looking at with these is like, is this just like an urban legend? Because it's a small world, which I think is a creepy as fuck ride anyways. Pardon my French. It's creepy as hell. My mom is so obsessed with the idea of going on this ride. You guys don't understand. I will not be going on this ride.
It's a small world?
Yeah, it's the little dolls that sing in all the languages and they're like dancing and stuff. I've ridden it before and it's just not my cup of tea.
Sounds atrocious.
Like, it's super cute, but it's not... I don't like it. I mean, we have a haunted doll. That's good enough. That's good enough for me, is her. But, yeah, so unfortunate what happened to you, George, but it's very interesting. So, the Haunted Mansion, which is... And this is my dark ride top 3, okay? Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
Another one is Blazing Fury from Dollywood, because when I was little, that was my first dark ride ever. I remember thinking I was so cool.
I finally get what you mean by dark ride. But
yeah. Yeah. I absolutely love it. My third is Haunted Mansion at Disney World.
She means dark in nature, as in like...
It's indoors.
It's actually dark in there.
Yeah, that's...
I'm explaining that because I just got it.
What did you think I meant?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I thought you meant like it was just like dark, man. Like
it's dark.
Up.
Man, I don't know.
Man, that place is just really messed up. It was really dark, Like dark humor. That's what I thought you were talking about. No. I was like, that's my first dark ride. Yeah, like it's really kind of graphic in nature.
My top 3, it does kind of have some dark humor. Pirates of the Caribbean.
I mean, really, so does
Blazing Fury has a lot of dark humor and themes in it, and then Haunted Mansion is kind of dark in a sense of ghosts and spookiness. And
I don't like Blazing Fury because I sunburn super easy, and then like by the time we get on the ride, the fire that they spit out at you,
it just like bakes the sunburn in your face. Yeah, we need to go to Dollywood again. Well, together. I haven't been in years. But they've got all kinds of like new stuff now. I really want to do it. But no, so my third, this top 3 is Haunted Mansion. I love it because they use a lot of really cool technology, like Pepper's Ghost and all this stuff. Pepper's Ghost effect. They do all kinds of cool things with engineering and the technology. When you see it, I think it's going to blow your mind because it's so cool to see in person. But there's 2 stories associated with Haunted Mansion. One of them I knew about before, and then the other one I didn't. And we're going to take a break real quick before we get into that, because these 2 stories, and then I have 2 more after that.
There's another one associated with the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, we'll have to look that up sometime. But yeah, we're going to take a break real quick. Oh my god.
Made it.
So we don't have like a remote or anything for our record button. So when we come back from break, we literally hit it and then we try to get it over here as quickly as possible. You're a lot quicker than I am. Because I have no amount of hurry.
Well, based on the special moves of Jack Sparrow, speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean. Just gotta
get in there.
You bow leg step and wave your arms around so you don't hit anything.
But so I am gonna correct myself. We talked about it off camera. I have been saying Disneyland here and there, as well as Disney World. I want to correct myself in that we're talking about Disney World, not Disneyland. We're going to do a whole other episode because there's a whole other range of experiences and stories about that, because it's the older park that I want to do around Halloween. I want to do like a whole series.
It's people like her that make it difficult for me to remember which one's which.
I know. And I'm so sorry. But anyways, so Haunted Mansion, my 3rd favorite dark ride ever, okay? There's 2 stories that come out of this one. One of these is similar to Disneyland's Haunted Mansion, but it's different. So we're talking about Disney World, where we're going in a couple weeks. World. So I don't understand. I tried to find out where this came from. But when you think about it, people go here to experience quote-unquote super happy memories that they'll never forget and experiences they'll never forget. So it wouldn't surprise me that sometimes residual things happen at parks and things, because sometimes when that energy's in a spot, why wouldn't you want to go back to the place where you felt the happiest for some people?
Yeah, I suppose if you can have residual hauntings of some extreme circumstance of where something bad happened, I guess the same could happen with
for good.
Extreme.
And that is a belief in the paranormal community. It's like stone tape theory and residual hauntings and things like that. But so this is about a little boy. This is about the little boy who cries for his mother. Hey guys, Editing Brit here. Sorry for all the mess. I do want to correct myself because I did get the 2 legends of the little boy at Haunted Mansion confused. The Disney World version is the one where he is in doom buggies and he'll turn around and look at you, and then there's not a boy in the doom buggy in front of you anymore by the end of the ride. Or there have been legends of people who have, like a couple has been in the doom buggy, and then throughout the ride on some of the reflective services, they will see a little boy in the buggy with them. This is all hearsay again, but I just wanted to correct myself. And now I'm going to go on vacation. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the episode. Odin, do you want to say hi? Say hi, buddy. Oh, he's so handsome. All right, bye, guys.
Well, it doesn't sound happy at all.
It doesn't sound happy. But when you think about it, you've got a little boy experiencing Disney World, you know what I mean? And he's stoked, right? What little boy would be like, oh, hell yeah, I get to see Mickey Mouse? Yeah, he probably wouldn't say that. But you know what I mean?
It sounds fun if he did.
Right? But then you go on something like the Haunted Mansion, like Kinsley, my niece who's 4, she's probably not going to like the Haunted Mansion. It can be a little overwhelming. If you've ridden it before, you know what I'm talking about. There's spirits flying around everywhere. It's very dark in there, except for because things are done with like black lights and stuff. So it could be scary for a kid. I will be very surprised if she rides it. She's pretty brave. But
no, it's not getting them on the ride.
It's keeping them on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably why this little boy could be crying and looking for his mother. You know what I mean? But this child appears to be... he cries looking for his mother in the queue. And then there's actually some photos that were circulating the internet for this particular apparition. I saw one of them, and he rides in, they call them the doom buggies. He rides in one of the buggies, and this photo that they took, it's pretty compelling. Now, it could be debunked. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I just thought this would be interesting to mention. But he, he's leaning out. Like, here's the dune buggy. He's leaning over the edge, peering back at the buggy that's behind him. Because it's kind of like yeah. But this is the thing. The picture is taken in color. And, things can be edited. But he just doesn't look right. Like, the color of his skin doesn't look right, if that makes sense. Yeah. It very well could be. I just think it's a really cool instance for the Haunted Mansion. But he's, trying to find his mom. Do we have a picture of it? I don't have a picture of it.
That's disappointing.
I'll try to find it and show you. I want to figure out a way to, put pictures up, here.
I can buy a printer.
Or something. Just hold it up. So that's one. And then, let's see. And then there is the man with the cane. Not to be confused with the Hat Man, which is a totally different thing. Not related at all, but is one of my favorite phenomena. But this is the man with the cane. Many cast members working alone, closing down the ride at night. It's the end of the day. They do the walkthroughs, whatever. I don't know what they do. I've never done that. I'm not demeaning you in any way, shape, or form. I just don't know what they do. I guess they check and make sure no one's throwing trash out, things like that.
Are you talking about the night watchman?
It's not the night watchman. It's before they close for the night. Once they get everyone out of the park, they do the walkthroughs.
It's the same thing people do where when they open up in the morning.
Yeah,
they get
it's the closing. It's the closing shift. But
yeah, so they probably just make sure everything's clean, everything's set up, ready to rock in the morning.
Yeah, ready for them to do checks in the morning. Especially because with the Haunted Mansion, it's kind of like a conveyor belt system as far as the ride. Because you've got these dune buggies, again, whatever they call them, and they're going through at the same time. They don't stop. It's kind of like Blazing Fury in a sense that you get... Well, no, Blazing Fury you don't get on when it's moving, it stops.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about. The rides that are still kind of moving.
You get on while it's still moving?
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous.
I mean, it's moving really slow. It's not barreling by. This is a slow moving attraction.
I thought it was going to be a challenge.
Like it. No, it's not a challenge. But anyways, so they're doing their closing stuff at night. And they will see this guy with a cane, and he's sitting in dune buggies and stuff in the attraction. He's just there.
Disney.
Like everyone else is gone. You know what I mean? So why would there be just one dude? I mean, unless you're living life on the edge and you're yeah, let's do it. But
let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's doom it with the dune buggy. But anyways,
Doom.
So they'll see him like on monitors and stuff, and a couple of the cast members have like seen him from like far off. If that makes sense, because whenever they're walking around the attraction, you know how, because the doom buggies are kind of spread out throughout it, you'll see them.
I don't know.
You'll see when.
Yeah.
When we ride it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyways, they see him, and then when they try to call out to him, like, "Hey, you gotta, what are you doing? We're closing. You gotta go." When spoken to, he does not respond, and then he just kind of like disappears out of sight.
So he's a fast, deaf old man.
Could be.
Got it.
Okay. So this is interesting too. They don't really know for sure who this guy is. Like, there's not really any solid evidence as far as like connections. They say he's dressed in 1940s clothing.
But that doesn't make any sense if the park opened up in 1971.
But this is where that comes from, is he said, not proven, to be the ghost of a pilot that died when his plane crashed in the 1940s into what is now known as Bay Lake, which is right in that area.
You know me, I believe in the paranormal.
Yeah.
However,
but we're also very factual people, both of us.
Why would he not be wearing his pilot outfit if he crashed his plane?
Well, okay, but this is the thing, though.
Who flies a plane with a cane?
But this is the thing, though, too, is, I mean, say, for instance, I came back as a ghost, all right? I'm going to come back looking snazzy as hell.
Have you ever seen a pilot? Those guys look badass.
But, like, what if he really just loved his cane and, like, his little suit? Like, what if that's when he was most comfortable?
His dream was to look like Mr. Peanut?
It may be. He may look like Mr. Peanut. We don't know. I mean, I tried to see if anyone had ever snagged a picture or anything. I couldn't find anything. Again, this is just, hearsay.
Challenge accepted.
But
I'll take a picture of Mr.
I just
Peanut. Love
the Haunted Mansion, so I just wanted to honorable mentions for those two. I don't know how true they are. Keep in mind. So, yeah.
I guess we'll find out when I sneak back into Disneyland. Disney World.
All right, let's see. So, another one of my favorite rides is the Tower of Terror. I don't know if maybe you would remember this because you didn't watch some of the things that I did, but Tower of Terror is based on the Twilight Zone, which we like. We've watched.
I love the Twilight Zone.
We love the Twilight Zone. It's so good.
It really is.
But Disney based a movie off of the ride, which is what they did with Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion. But Disney had a movie called Tower of Terror. And it was one of my favorite ones that would come on. It was a Disney Channel original.
I've never heard of that.
We'll have to watch it. It's so fun. So fun. I'll try to see where I can find it and we'll watch it. It's so fun. But anyways, it's one of Tower of Terror is like the drop rides.
Yay.
They're so fun. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, sweetie. It's gonna be so fun. But so this one is another confirmed death that I looked up.
Okay.
So the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is said to be haunted by a former bellhop, and that's like the cast members. They're dressed as bellhops because Is
it acting like an elevator falling?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you're like in a hotel. In a sense. So the cast members are called bellhops. And honestly, I would kill to have one of those uniforms. They're so cool. They're so cute. They're so, so cute. I love them. But anyways. But this person died during their shift. It was an older person.
What size were they?
Elderly person. It was an elderly man. I don't know. So you probably can't borrow his suit.
Oh, I was going to get it for you.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, honestly, though, if I were to get cast members' uniforms, I would want Haunted Mansion or Tower of Terror. They're super cool. But the story goes that this bellhop is known to appear on platform D, because they have like different loading platforms for because it takes you, it's kind of a dark ride too. It takes you kind of through while you're working your way up the tower, and then it pulls you up and the thing open and you can see the park, and then burp, there you go. So it's so fun. But the ghost is known to appear on platform D, flicker lights, freeze the attraction when cast members are trying to do their final ride through at the end of the day.
Well, at least they wait until then to mess it up.
to mess with it. This entity sounds like it would get along with George.
They probably do. They probably just like kick it in the wherever.
They probably like meet up at a Central Park.
I think they have like a diner or something. They probably like hang out there.
Probably. Well, Tower of Terror isn't in Magic Kingdom where we're going to be. It's at Hollywood Studios, where it's a different park that we're going to.
I need you to draw a map.
You about need a map, honestly. If you've ever been, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's kind of the Tower of Terror bellhop, which I've heard that one before, but I didn't know that it was actually a confirmed thing. As far as...
So how did the guy pass away?
It didn't say anything. But if he was older, I mean, it could be, there's so many factors.
I would just say, if it was confirmed, though, then surely they should have some sort of it's confirmed they died this way.
No, I mean, there's some, when I was looking up some of the deaths at Disney World that, they did talk about it, it was like heart failure because they had a pacemaker and they shouldn't have been on that ride. But they did go on it and unfortunately passed. But as far as this stuff where actual paranormal claims are associated to, while I did see the confirmed death, it didn't give the confirmed reason. So I don't know why it didn't, but it didn't.
So would you call that natural causes with a twist?
I mean, it could have. I mean, it could very well have been natural causes. I mean, who knows? I mean, you never know, honestly, because it's one of those things. You never know what's going to happen next. Disney World is a fantastic place. I cannot wait to go with you. We're going to have so much fun. I do have one more. It is not about Disney World, although some people try to say that this happens at Disney World, but it's Disneyland. So I'm breaking it up for a second, but this is I think this is kind of a cooler story because to me it's more substantial evidence wise, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because multiple people it happened to. More than once. So, during construction on Main Street in Disneyland, it began July 16th, 1954, and the opening day was July 7th, 1955. Walt Disney wanted a place to stay on the property. It wasn't large. It's an apartment. It was about 500 square feet. But it was convenient for late nights and early mornings because he would be there late overseeing plans and working with Imagineers and stuff. And then he'd have meetings, investors, whatever, the next morning. Why not just stay on the premises if you're going to be there,
No, Walter was probably really nice.
It probably, even if it was just 500 square feet, it was probably kind of flashy. I mean, I would make it flashy, but that's just me. Anyways... You can tour it now. I don't know about since the pandemic or anything, but I know that before you could tour it. As a tribute to Walt, they would always leave the light on in the front window. There's a lamp, and they would leave the light on because that's how you knew he was there. When he was at the park and he was in there at night, he would have the lamp on reading doing whatever he was doing.
Copying Holiday Inn.
I don't know. He was, that's where Holiday Inn got it.
No. He copied Holiday Inn.
He copied them.
Yes.
He just knew. Oh my gosh. So they would leave the light on. One day, a newer cast member to the staff was looking after the apartment and closing everything down. And they turned the light off.
Fools. Before
leaving. Well, when she went back down and she turned around, I do this anyways. I'll turn around and kind of look before I leave, just make sure. She turned around and the light was on. It was back on. And, she was like, super weird. Could have sworn I turned that off. She went back up stairs and turned it off again. She went down. Same thing happened. She went up another time, unplugged it, got back downstairs, and now, this time, from what I'm understanding reading here, they turned around and at the point of like, did I do it now? It was on.
After the unplugging?
After the unplugging. Went upstairs, walked in. The last time she went up there to deal with the light, she said she heard a voice say, "I'm still here." It was like a whisper. And she hightailed it out of there. And since then, they just make sure to tell people, leave that light on. Because that's Walt's.
Now that's why Holiday Inn does it.
So, yeah, I like that for multiple reasons. I just think it's cool and it's fascinating.
I thought you were going to say he was like going to be standing up there at like the top, just like giving her the bird. Just like,
man.
No.
Like, you turned my light off. No, I think it's interesting. And if, for whatever reason, Walt is there in an intelligent form, and he's used to having his light on, and they leave his light on, he was just trying to correct her behavior.
50 seconds out.
So, yeah. I really enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this. This has been a fun episode.
Indeed. I have learned these things.
Yes. And hopefully we're having fun on vacation.
You'll know if I come back red as a lobster.
Yes, we are so excited. We'll be posting on my social media, Never Normal Podcast, which I will link below if you want to follow us and what we're doing while we're away, and also other updates. But thank you guys for listening and putting up with us. We appreciate it so much, and have a good night. Bye.